Good day, everybody. This is BA Radiant Dawn, and we are back with a Fire Emblem Engage Cup discussion banner discussion, sure. And today, joining me, I have DTM. How's it going, buddy?
Hello, everyone. I'm DTM as always, and super excited to be here to talk about this banner, and one that apparently we still have no details on, which is always a good thing. But yeah, hopefully we'll have a great discussion about it.
Oh, for sure. I'm excited about this banner. There's a lot of things that I'm after in it, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah, it's pretty stacked.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
So basically the plan is for this video we're just gonna discuss the pools and all the fodder that's could be helpful, and just kind of see how this banner is gonna be, because we got we're recording this on the 16th, and it'll probably be uploaded tomorrow. So this banner's like 2.5 days away. So let's get into it.
Yeah, it's actually coming in really close. Isn't it insane how Engage is only 4 days away right now?
I was about to say, I was like, we got Engage coming in technically 3 days if you have the digital copy, right?
Right.
And I'm just like, wow, dude, where did the time go?
I know, right?
So, first off, in the red pool, we got these lovely people. So this is quite the interesting pool of units, mainly because just who all's in the pool, right?
Yeah.
So
we have Brave Marth, Young Ike, and Sigurd.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say that individually, unit-wise, this isn't exactly a good pool to be in.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but I would probably agree with it being the weakest pool.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically because of one unit who, in my opinion, shouldn't have been here. But
is it the same unit I think shouldn't be here?
Potentially. So going from left to right, we got Brave Marth, we got Kid Ike, and we got Legendary Sigurd. 2 of the 3 of these units have been really, really helpful at some point when it comes to Summoner's Duels. Duo Ike has his Duo skill, which basically just depulses specials, and also inflicts, I think, attack speed -7 in a very wide radius.
Yeah.
And it inflicts guard, so they can't charge up their specials. So, during the early days when he was released, when it comes to Summoner's Duels, because I think Summoner's Duels came out before him. Yeah. Or roughly around the same time? Yeah. I can't remember.
Yeah, Summoner's Duels happened way before Ike.
Yeah, I think so. So, Duo Ike was really, really nice. A lot of people kind of, were kind of, iffy on him, I feel like. People mainly looked at him for the fodder, but, I was using him to, fantastic results, because it's oh, look at all this pulsed up Yuri and just a whole bunch of random stuff, and I'm like, do a button, I win.
Yeah, Young Ike, I personally think is underrated. Mm-hmm. Talking to Oblivion, I think what makes Young Ike work is that you need to invest a lot of speed onto him, because he needs to be able to win those speed checks against units like Brave Seliph, Brave Erica beforehand, in order to be a reliable frontliner. Mm-hmm. So that you have the opportunity to use that dual skill. And speed creep is getting a bit up there.
Well, at this point it was. Now we're kind of up in our res creep, which is bizarre, but that's
true. But yeah, that's sort of why I think Young Ike was underrated, even though his dual skill is really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always felt like he was kind of the underdog sleeper agent in terms of duos, because like I said, I was using him at, even unmerged, and he just did a really good job in terms of the pulse down effect in particular. It just completely ruined people's day, and then I used my other units to just steamroll, and it was just great.
I think people just didn't like him because he's a young alt of Ike. I think that's it.
Yeah, probably, but I mean, he was in Radiant Dawn, so speaking of meta, how about the powerhouse on the right there? I still use Legendary Sigurd in SDS, not SDR. SDR, bad idea. Because Thokis are everywhere, and his special literally screws over your entire team.
Right.
But
I mean, I agree with you. Like, I think Legendary Sigurd is still a very good legendary. Obviously, he's not as meta dominant as he once was, especially back in the Knotline days.
I still use that.
But I still think he's a very strong unit, and like granting movement buffs is always going to be really nice, especially in something like Arena.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's definitely not as powerful as he once was, but that doesn't mean he's like fallen off or anything, in my personal opinion.
No, I could easily chalk it up to being like, oh, Thoki had to be released to keep him in check, because like all the extra movement shenanigans with Yuri, with Sigurd, with gods, how many more units just have +1 movement built in somewhere? Brave Alm too, and now we got
I was using,
and then we got Nino, and then we got Tempest as a seal, and then like dual F-frame refine. Like, Thoki's having a field day on those kind of units. So, like, granted, you could maneuver around it, but Sigurd has a harder time with that because his special just procs, and now all your units
and
have
also,
one...
like, he's slow, too, so...
Yeah. And now, like, once a special procs, all your units now have one movement because Thoki exists, so... That's why SDR, I would say don't use him. He's not great there anymore. But SDS, he's still usable because you could just ban Thoki and you're good.
Right.
Like, because no one really uses Reeve anymore, and that's like your only 2 units that can do that. So, ban Thoki. Sigurd's still great in SDS at least. Young Ike kind of fell off in terms of Summoner's Duels, I feel. No one's really using him now because everyone's just like, hey, we could just run like Pulse Ties and Pulse Smoke, which is valid. Like, even I stopped.
If you don't have to use a unit slot, that's always a good thing because it just means you can use different units.
Yeah. And now everyone's like stockpiling HP and Pulse Smoke on frickin' Dancers, and it's like, they're support anyway, so I might as well mess up your specials in the process, so that's fair. So, the one unit that I have a funny feeling we're both like, why?
Yeah, probably agree. Why Brave Marth is here. Like,
I have one theory. Only one. In order for this to make sense. People are banking on him getting a stellar refine this year.
I mean, I could see that being a motivation. It just doesn't make sense to me. Because, like, he's so available. You had the opportunity to get him for free or spark for him, and he's always going to be on the Hero Fests in April during Golden Week, I believe.
Yeah.
There's so many better units. Like, just use Winter Marth. Just give us Winter Marth. Like, he's actually rare.
I was banking on Winter Marth winning it. Like, I predicted this entire banner 100%. The only one that I got wrong is Brave Marth. That's why I'm like kind of mad at him, because I'm like, you ruined my streak, you ass.
Yeah. I mean, as a unit, I also don't think Brave Marth is particularly that stellar either. Like, I know I have like a reputation of being down on Brave Marth, but I just don't think he's really that good of a unit, honestly.
He came out on a banner that had, like, it was him, Gatekeeper, Brave Erica, and Brave Marianne, right?
Marianne, yeah.
Every other unit on that banner has been good in some way or another, or found a way for them to be good. Yeah. And then there's Brave Marth. Like,
exactly.
Gatekeeper was solid because of his,
anti-warp effect.
Basically Warp Bubble. Before Warp Bubble became a thing. Like, he was it took Legendary Myrrh to power creep him, and even then, there's only 2 units with Warp Bubble, and that's him and Myrrh. So, like, that's pretty dang good. And then also, he kind of has, like, the Bulwark effect, too. Really.
Yep.
Yeah, he had, like, Bulwark and Warp Bubble before they were cool. And then, like, Marianne has the fact that she's, like, a dancer that doesn't actually need to use an action to dance. It's in her special, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, like, and you don't get affected by dual hindrances either, which is very nice.
Like, you're gonna probably be very happy about this, but I still run the whole Gale Force shenanigan in Ether Raids for offense as well, and
Nice.
I like using Marianne because not only
Yeah,
does she get
she's-
damage reduction when she initiates, she also refreshes a unit right after, and there's no
Yep.
like
Restrictions or anything.
there's no title restrictions or anything like that. It's just like
Yeah.
isn't it just like the closest unit that's moved already?
Yeah,
Or is it
it's
HP
the
based?
highest HP unit within
Yeah.
2 spaces that have ended turn.
So it's basically like the harmonized dance skill without being harmonized, which is
Right.
still really damn good. You can refresh a dancer, you can refresh your attacker, like, oh man, I love Brave Marianne.
Yeah.
And then like,
And now we have Brave. And obviously we know how powerful Brave Erica is, so we don't need to dwell on that too much.
the funny thing is, she's kind of like Brave. I feel like Brave Erica's starting to calm down a little bit, but
Yeah, I would agree.
she's getting a refine, so it's gonna be broken, and then she's gonna be a menace again.
Yeah. I mean, like, bringing it back to Brave Marth,
Yeah.
like, there is the potential he will get a good refine, but I'm never really one for, like, trying to invest in units based off of future potential. Because you never really know. You might get a Brave Dimitri, you might get a Sothis.
I was about to say, so this is like the perfect example of that.
Yeah. But yeah, in terms of their fodder, though, like, even in terms of fodder, like, what, Brave Marth has Distant Pressure, the less cool version of Distant Dart, and it's also in the codes, so, like, yeah, I don't agree with Brave Marth. Honestly.
Yeah. And then like Spurn, like how many units have Spurn? I feel like the answer is like
There's a
10.
lot of units that have Spurn.
Like, yeah, like he doesn't
And,
really
like,
have.
even so, like, these days, I don't think Spurn tanks are really that meta anymore. It's all
Oh.
about velocity now, too.
Well, yeah, and also like we got Close Call 4.
Yep.
So Spurn 3 is now outdated. Like there is nothing Brave Marth has that's actually worth anything at all. Distant Pressure is worse Distant Dart. Spurn is now just like the tier 4 skills are coming, so that's not even great anymore. And then like who cares about even Tempest?
Yeah, like,
Granted,
no one cares about that.
it's not the Tempest that's a seal. But
That is true.
oh, there's only like 5 units with Spurn apparently. Male Chris, female Chris, Marth, Malice, and Ascendant Marita.
I'm pretty sure I've gotten, like, all of those before,
yeah.
just randomly.
And like Brave Marth's also in the normal pool, and he's always gonna be on rerun banners.
Yep.
Like, I was expecting Duo Marth to win because that refine is literally one of a kind right now. No one else can do what Duo Marth does. With you can combine save skill, and because he's got preempt built in, the condition on preempt does not apply. So he can actually run preempt save because for a B slot, if you ran preempt and save, preempt won't trigger if save does. And like, huh?
Did that work that way?
Yeah, it's listed in the skill. I'll read it off here.
Okay, I'll trust your word on that then. Yeah.
So
I'll trust your word on it. Yeah, excluding when unit save your
yeah,
skill
exactly.
Okay, I see.
Excluding when unit save your skill triggers, which means unless
Tells you
there's
how
gonna
much
be.
I actually use speed preempt.
I mean, I don't use it either, but the fact that Duo Marth has it built in, he should have won this because he's the only one that can save skill and preempt in the game.
Yeah.
He's literally one of a kind. And yet we got a unit that has literally nothing special about him.
Yeah. So yeah, like overall, like red as a pool to like pull for, I'm not personally a big fan. Like the fodder is nice. I guess if you randomly get like either distant dart or attack defense catch, those are pretty good fodder options. Unit wise, I don't know, it's sort of just mediocre right now, I'd say. Mainly because Brave Marth's there. So yeah, overall, I think I agree, like, the red pool is probably the weakest.
Yeah. And, like, it's funny because red pool is, like, there's only one pool that did not have 3 or more units. And that's the pool we're going to be discussing next. But yeah, like, Distant Dart is really nice. But, like, that's that's, like, the best inheritable skill in this pool, in my opinion. Because Joint Drive Attack Joint drive attacks on everyone, spurns on a lot, and it's old. Distant pressure is just worse dart. Attack defense catches on a handful of units. Fatal smoke is on a handful, but no one really uses fatal smoke anyway.
Yeah.
So like, distant dart's like the winner in terms of skills on this banner. And it's just not looking great for the red pool. I'm still gonna pull on this banner. Don't get me wrong. It's just, Brave Marth is not a unit I'll be taking for free.
Yeah.
So moving on to the blue pool. And, it's got like one less unit than red, but it's a lot better of a pool.
Right? Like, look at these units. These are amazing units.
Okay, so it's kind of funny because, like, one, if you play Summoner's Duels at all, you know what she can do. And the other one, I feel, is like a Summoner Duel sleeper agent. Where, like, no one's really using her, but you can, and it would work really well. So, did you want to tackle the units themselves first, or the fodder?
Let's tackle the units themselves.
Okay.
I guess we can start with like Flame Lin. Obviously, Flame Lin is an extremely powerful melee tank. Very speedy, has godlike reflexes and everything. Especially in like Might of Myriads seasons, she is absolutely stellar.
That's the one with the DC captain. That's the DC captain skill, right?
Yeah, the DC captain.
Yeah,
right?
that is so busted with her. Oh my lord,
yeah.
She is so good.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing about Flamelin is that she can't run DC without sacrificing her A, which you definitely don't want to do. So she can't. She's harder to use outside of Might of Myriad seasons, but she can still be like an effective frontliner. Very effective frontliner. There.
Like realistically, outside of Might of Myriad season, you just need to slap just a far saver behind her that can tank a lot of stuff, and you're fine, really.
Right.
Yeah, like, Lyn is freaking crazy. As I was saying, in terms of the two units, she's the one where if you play Summoner's Duels at all, you've probably ran into her. She is absolutely at her best in Might of Myriads, but even outside of it, she's still perfectly functional. I've seen, like, a Bulwark version, I've seen damage reduction crazy version with, like, Spurn in the B slot. Oh, good lord. Close call 4 on her.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Okay. Although godlike reflexes is really, really niche, lots of units would rather run Vital Astra.
Yeah.
But it's still a skill that's exclusive to her, and it's inheritable.
Right.
So, like, you can inherit godlike reflexes and speed smoke 4, and that's just a really good inheritance line right there.
Yeah, definitely. Like, the inheritance options here is really good.
Oh.
Like, yeah. Like, godlike reflexes is super rare, only to her, and, you know, in those niche scenarios is definitely very valuable. I actually think Shield Pulse is also kind of a sleeper good fodder option too. Especially if you don't have, like, Hardy Fighter, you can substitute that in with Shield Pulse and get, like, most of the benefits of a Hardy Fighter far save in SD. Like, I know Ilya doesn't have Hardy Fighter, so they use Shield Pulse Brave Hector with Aegis and manages to get, like, rank 1 in SDR and SDS with that. So, like, it's a sleeper option. Like, just putting it out there. Yeah, it's budget Hardy Fighter, but that's still pretty good.
Yeah, and then there's me, and I look at my manuals, and I'm like, I have 6 Ascended Viewer manuals right now. Oh, no, sorry, 5.
Wow.
But yeah, like, Flame Lyn is an absolute monster in Summoner's Duels. She's, like, one of the best units there in terms of, like, infantry melee.
Yeah.
Like, one range
and
infantry.
then we have,
she's, like, the best. It's like her and Brave Dimitri, who both function the same. Like, they do different things, but their functionality is basically the exact same. A frontline tank, you sit there and you just murder stuff.
Yeah,
it's just,
I would agree.
It's just Brave Dimitri has the ability of, like, hey, I have DC built in, so he's just he's got that niche. But Might of Myriad's Lyn, it's a toughie. It's a toughie as to which one I prefer. But she's a heck of a good unit, and I'm so glad she's here. And the other unit I'm glad is here is Witch Corrin, Halloween female Corrin. That's some fodder.
Yeah. Like 3 tier 4 skills to fodder off.
Yeah.
Like, that is actually insane. Sure, joint drive attack might be super common, but hey, you might as well just pick it up while you're there. If you want.
Like, she's the one that I was thinking is like a kind of like a sleeper agent, because she can be used to great effect, especially with the just encounter Dragon Seal. You could just plop her down, and because she has like the shield pulse, but it's in her weapon, that is just busted. She's just a better legendary Corrin, which is crazy to think about, because like legendary Corrin isn't fantastic by any means, but like she just basically took legendary Corrin, added all that to the weapon, and then I was like, hey, I can just run anything I want now.
Yeah, like Witch Corrin, I think is very underrated. And I'm actually surprised I don't see her more often. I think she's a really, really strong like Omni tank, as you mentioned. And like having negating Fang, being able to have that special damage reduction that isn't pierceable by Deadeye or lethality is really nice. And yeah, overall, very stellar unit with stellar fodder.
Oh yeah, Dragon's Wrath 4 is phenomenal. That's only on like 2 units. Attack speed finish as well is only on 2 units. It's her and Mino. So we went a while without attack speed finish 4. And yeah, like the weapon is good. Like this is it's funny, the blue pool is like half the size of some of the others, but the blue pool is the best here, I'd say, in my opinion.
Yes, if you are going to summon on this, I'd say the blue pool is the best. Like, any speedy unit will appreciate the fodder this gives, and even beyond that, the units on here as well are stellar.
Oh yeah. Basically, like, if you guys are just going to use your free summon on this banner and that's it, free summon blue! If it shows up, free summon blue. Yeah, we're probably gonna, at the end, we're gonna loop back around and kind of rank the pools. So, yeah, blue pool, pretty dang good. Yeah, I'm excited about this banner. Like, this is gonna be so much fun. And next up is the green pool, which is, holy, this is some pool.
This is the double the size of blue pool.
Right? Okay, so for this pool, we've got Harmonized Roy, we got Summer Erica, we got a Valentine's Lucina. I don't know whose favorite character that would be. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
And the legendary male Byleth. So this pool's also really, really good for the most part. Like, each unit basically has a skill that's inheritable and unique to them, or they're just a really solid unit overall.
Right. And go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I'll let you lead off on this one because it's more like your pool.
Yeah. So like obviously, I guess we can start with Harmonized Roy since that's the first one on the left. I do think out of all these options, Harmonized Roy is probably the weakest one to get. Fodder wise, like, I think Flow Force 3 is the weakest of the flow skills, especially now that we have like Flow Near Trace.
Oh yeah.
And especially comparison to like Flow Guard and like Flow Refresh. But like, I mean, giving NFU to Cavs or Flyers is always good. Sturdy Surge I haven't seen much of, but can be useful. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, this is still very good. But in terms of like the unit that have the fodder options, it's probably the one you want to avoid.
Actually, I just thought of something. Sturdy Surge on Rearmed Alfred, or you could fodder off like the Lance plus, like, you could do Bonfire, Lance, and Sturdy Surge, and that would be actually pretty spicy.
Yeah, actually, that would actually be a really good thing to inherit. Even if he can't use it without sacrificing his perf A, you can then inherit that to like other units as well.
Yeah,
That's
'cause,
actually a
like,
good option.
Yeah, because like you could give it to you could just inherit the Roy's Sturdy Surge there plus the Lance to some other unit because you don't lose Alfred, right? So you get one free fodder. So like you could do some. That's actually not a bad combination because you get some healing in there and you get some like heavy damage and yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as the units themselves, I do think Roy has sort of been superseded by just the huge amount of axe calves we've gotten around his time of release, like especially with Summer Dimitri.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, but you know he's still decent, I guess. So
you know it's bad when you're a axe cav, effective against dragons and beasts, I think, or is it just dragons?
Yes, I think it's dragon and beasts.
And you're still not a top contender in the out of green axe calves. That says something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dragons and beasts. Oh man, that's just. I wanted him to be good. There's still a chance he can like do a resurgence, but I'm not banking on that. At the moment, he's got sturdy surge. He's sturdy surge fodder.
Sturdy surge fodder. Let's go.
Yeah. Next up, we got Summer Erica, who's actually not a terrible unit in the slightest. She's got some stellar fodder as well. Basically, I think if I recall correctly, her gimmick is just teleport, hit like a truck, and then just canto back because of Moonlight Bangle F, I think.
I mean, I think Erica, yeah, I agree Erica's definitely underrated. The teleportation, I think, comes from, like, Attack Speed Oath 4.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, like, one of the best C skills we've ever gotten. Like, any unit that wants to tank and is speedy will want this skill. Like, this skill is absolutely amazing. Like, it's like better joint drive attack or joint drive speed, effectively, to boost up your offensive.
Basically, with Attack Speed Oath 4, you can make any unit a harmonic Sonya. Basically.
To a lesser extent. Yeah. Since, like, it's only to your adjacent spaces and not within 2 spaces, but yeah, you can have that powerful warping effect. As a unit herself, I do think she's very underrated. Like, because of her tempo in Moonlight Bangle, like, she can cut through so many, just so many far-save tanks. And since she also has guard, like, it's really hard to tank her. Like,
yeah, like she inflicts guard on foe per attack. She inflicts like a smoke guard as well.
Yep.
She has the offensive half and no follow-up. Spectrum +5. Attack Speed Oath helps her teleport around. Moonlight Bangle helps her canto back and tempo and extra damage. Like, she hits like a freight train. She's pretty dang good. Yeah.
I mean, the one thing that holds her back is that she doesn't have damage reduction piercing. But as soon as we get a mage special that does that, like, she's high flying.
Yeah, she's gonna be a top unit 100%. Assuming the mage special will have damage piercing, which it should, but we'll see.
We'll see.
So I'm gonna let you go crazy on the next one.
Alright, so no joke, Valentine's Lucina is genuinely a top tier far save in the game right now. Like, I don't know if you've seen Joel's or Oblivion or like the competitive phase servers rankings or whatnot, but like Valentine's Lucina is actually the top of the top. Like, alongside, I think, like, Duma and maybe Brave Edelgard, just for the warping. But, like, Valentine's Lucina is actually super good, mainly because of her high speed. Like, she has enough speed to avoid doubles on so many units, and because of that, like, that's just... Speed is the meta right now, and if you can avoid the double to prevent, say, like, Veronica's enclosure from going off, like, that is absolutely huge. And so, yeah, Valentine's Lucina is just a top tier unit in SD right now. And that's not even getting into her fodder. Like, Kestrel Stance 3 is super amazing. Savvy Fighter is so good for so many speedy near save armors. And then, of course, you can't go wrong with a near save skill. So, yeah, she's definitely the star of the show, I'd say.
Yeah, no she's like pretty top. She's definitely the best in the green pool, 100%. She's one of the best in the entire banner as well. Like, she's really, really high up there. Like, I don't think there's...
for sure.
Like, the blue pool, both of them might have her beat, but she's, like, easily 3rd or 4th. Like, she's phenomenal. Unfortunately, I keep foddering her for Savvy Fighter.
Man, why you gotta do that?
Well, I did it to Christmas Sothis before she got the refund. I basically gave her Savvy Fighter. That's why I'm like, oh man, my Lucina.
That's the game telling you that you shouldn't fodder Lucina. Alright?
Yeah.
So take those words to heart, audience members. Don't fodder Lucina. Merge her up. She will be absolutely amazing.
Now I have another chance to pull for her. And then another one shortly after that, because she's Valentine's.
Oh, that's true.
So we get like back-to-back banners with Lucina. They might even be around for the same amount, like at the same time, which would be kind of neat. But yeah, like Lucina is. I don't really think I could say anything above what you said. This is like your unit in a nutshell. It's like if you asked me to talk about Happy. This is basically the same thing here. Like she's like, really good.
I'm not even exaggerating, right? Like she actually is a top tier far save unit. Like in SDR, like she ranks with Dual Duma, and yeah, Dual Duma I think right now is probably the best.
Yeah.
But she ranks with him, so that just tells you how good Lucina is. If you can get the investment to push up her speed.
Yeah, like if you think about it logically, right? When it comes to Duo Duma, he's got like the anti-pulse. He's got not guard built in, but he's got a whole bunch of stuff that just solidifies him as like the best. The fact that Lucina can contend with that on an almost, if not equal level, that says something. Like, Duma's a...
I mean, that's just what high speed gets you.
Yeah, Duma's a beast, but like... Lucina's Speedy Gonzalez, okay? And last but not least, we got Legendary Byleth. The options for Byleth were kind of non-existent.
Yeah. So I think like we got the best of the two options.
Well, it's always funny when it comes to the base ones. I'm like, why are they even in the conversation? They're not a contender here.
You know, right? Like you can literally get him on like the arena tickets.
Yeah.
Like. So, yeah, and it's not like male Byleth is bad or anything either. Like he's actually really good because we don't have a mage special yet. Him having Sublime Heaven means that, you know, he doesn't need Special Spiral 4 in order to, you know, get through damage reduction. So you can run like LOL skills or any other B skills you want.
Yeah, like he's pretty dang good. It's just like, as a unit, he's good. He's not really seen anywhere outside of like arena. And for me, I use him in Pawns of Loki. Yeah. But that's about it. That's like his two specialty areas. Other than that, he exists.
I use him in ARD Chaos.
Oh?
Mainly because like having a nuke that doesn't rely on Katria is really good. And him being able to get through damage reduction without like Braves or anything is really good.
True. Yeah, in terms of
fodder, ARD Chaos is a lost cause, so I don't know if that means anything.
Yeah, in terms of fodder, he doesn't really have anything. Attack defense ideal is weird because he wants speed. So even his own A skill contradicts how you want to use him.
Yeah.
The low attack res, there's units with that. Times Pulse 3. We have Times Pulse 4.
Yeah.
Like,
but I mean, you can use this as a bridge to get Times Pulse 4. So.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird. Like, I guess you could do like attack defense ideal 4, I think. There's like a demote with attack defense ideal 3. Is there?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think so. And then like you could do
Pulse 3 is still like good. It's still a really good skill.
Yeah.
Especially for like, you know, like if you want to like make a Gale Force Dancer or something like that.
Yeah, like overall this banner has some pretty dang good fodder. At least between like Erica and Lucina. Pretty good units for the last 3. And then this is still the best version of Roy, but that doesn't really say much. Can we get a good Roy, please? Just once? Can we get, like,
just once
busted
in
Roy?
Faye's life, we can have a meta Roy.
Once.
And then the universe will explode, apparently.
Because I think, like, every other main character has gotten at least one really stellar version. And then there's Roy.
I agree with that.
Why does everybody hate Roy?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, his dad's there backing him up because he needs the help, and even then it's not enough. Okay, that's enough making fun of Roy.
Roy bashing.
Let me see here. But yeah, like this overall, like this is a pretty good pool, but like, yeah, it's got Roy bringing it down, but it's not as bad as Brave Marth.
It's not as bad as Red.
Yeah. Overall, this is a better pool than Red, even if you just don't even count Roy, as if you just do a 3v3. So like, this is still better. And last but not least, we got the Colorless Pool, which is this is something.
It's interesting.
It's very interesting. So I'm gonna kind of lead off here talking about Harmonized Leaf, mainly because Leaf is also a unit I use a lot in Ether Raid's offense, because instead of S-Drink, he's got Wings of Mercy. So he's another unit who could just fly in, hit, hopefully kill. If he doesn't, he could just go again, because Yorn Zeal is basically a Gale Force. So like, him on Ether Raid's offense with like a Wings of Mercy beacon is just so much fun, especially because I think I do like Linja as the beacon, and then I go Leaf, and then some dancers, and then Brave Marianne, and this and that, and it just kind of like keeps the conga line going a little bit, which is so fun to me.
Yeah, I think Leaf is a really good Gale Force unit as well. Like, even if you use him as an initiator, like, because of his miracle effect, you don't have to rely on like fury damage or anything like that in order to get him consistently below like the 50% HP threshold. And so you can just stack him on offensive, and yeah, he's like, I'm surprised I don't see him more, honestly.
Yeah, like I love using him. The thing is, this is apparently I think I saw like a post that was like the least liked banners of the year, like based on like polls and whatnot or something. I can't remember how they calculate that.
I think it was like from Sensor Tower.
Yeah, and like Leaf's banner was the least liked one from that year. And I'm like, I get it. Yeah. But like, I like Leaf. He's fun. Pulse Smoke 3. Fun. Pulse Smoke 3. Pulse Smoke is like insane good Summoner's Duels fodder. Pulse Smoke is just great. Because you just slap it on a unit that just can't die to like a far save retaliation, and then poof, no one has specials, and you just run people over.
Yep. And then obviously like attack speed catch 4 is really good on any offensive like cav or flyer.
Oh, for sure. Like Leaf even if you don't like Leaf as like Harmonized Leaf here as like a unit, he's still got pretty dang good fodder. So either way, you're walking away with something you can use. Either way.
By the way, as a side note, I did see some people saying that we should have voted for Legendary Leaf because he would have gotten his remix. Those sentiments I don't think aged that well.
Yeah, but like Legendary Leaf's refine was like, it can be good with the right setup, but like any unit can be good with the same setup. Exactly. So
and this is why like I don't like evaluating units based off of future potential that we have no idea what could possibly happen.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like for me it's such a weird thought process. It's like, take the unit that's good now. Like, instead of like, oh, I hope this unit's gonna be good later. Like, no. Yeah, next up we got Ascended Celica. And have you been using this? Like, do you have Ascended Celica?
I do have Ascended Celica, but she's currently still level 1 unbuilt. she's really good though with the miracle effect and no follow-up. Obviously that's just a recipe of very good nuking power. Definitely like frustrates me during the Tempest Trial auto battle runs for sure. But honestly, like, unfortunately I don't really have that much experience using her.
I somewhat use Ascended Celica. She can be a very, very powerful nuke because, like, Solo Zofia is basically desperation, right?
Right.
So she's gonna hit you like a truck twice before you get a chance to counterattack, which is absolutely devastating. Like, she can just delete things. And, like, I've been using her as a way for, I think, the last time I used her on a video was as part of the team for, like, my Brave Crom give this man everything video. Because she could be the target for Catria's Harmonized skill. So she gets all that, and then she gets, like, all these other buffs, and then Brave Crom just loops in, repos her, and he gets everything too. Now you got 2 crazy powerful delete buttons, basically, which is just so much fun. As a unit on her own, she functions just fine on her own. It's just, she's the best version of Celica, but she's still not meta.
Right. I mean, I think she can work in, like, ARD Catria balls, but yeah, I'd probably agree. Fodder-wise, I do think she has some very cool fodder in terms of, like, Infantry Null Follow-Up 3. Like, that is really good support.
Yeah.
Life and Death Floor, I guess, is okay.
Yeah, but that's on a handful of units. I think she's the only one with Infantry Null Follow-Up. But then they just came out with Infantry Speed Tactic, and then it just kind of... No one really cares about Infantry Null Follow-Up anymore, unfortunately.
I mean, if you are going to inherit this to an infantry, like, Infantry Null Follow-Up is better, because you don't have to rely on the tactic conditions.
True.
But yeah.
Yeah, overall, she's a pretty solid unit. She's the best choice out of the Celicas, but...
I agree.
Granted, she's the only Ascended hero on this banner, so...
True.
And last but not least, Micaiah.
Yes, Legendary Micaiah.
A lot of people thought it was going to be Summer, and initially I did too, but then I thought it was
Summer.
I think I willed Legendary Micaiah winning into existence, because in the video I was like...
I have YouTube for that.
I was like, as I think it makes more sense for Summer Micaiah to win, but I just plus 10'd her. I need to plus 10 Legendary Micaiah next. That's my next merge project, so I hope she wins. Like, it's not the best for the player base, but it's the best for me.
Right.
And voila! We got Legendary Micaiah! So... Yeah,
I will be the first to admit that I would have preferred Summer Micaiah to Legendary Micaiah.
I would have preferred people for everyone else to have access to Summer Micaiah as well. She has better fodder, she's kind of on the same level as a unit too. But, like, her fodder is, like, 10 times better. Like...
Yeah. I mean, she has dual effective Brave, too, just as a unit, right?
Yeah. Well, it's...
I mean, there's, like, the huge res checks.
Yeah, it's a huge res check as to whether you get the Brave or Desperation.
Right.
But you can get one or the other, which is basically Brave or Brave in the end of the day. But see, I cheated. I made mine a speed-based build, so she can... quad, possibly. That's how you do it. But yeah, Legendary Micaiah has, like, let's face facts here. Fury 4, whoop-de-doo. And Joint Distant Guard, I guess that's okay if you need a... Like, if you're...
Okay, there's, like, no scenario where you would want Joint Distant Guard. I'm sorry.
Unless you're in desperate need of a Tier 4 C skill.
Yeah,
that's it.
Basically.
That is it. That skill does nothing. It is...
Yeah.
I keep forgetting it exists because it's just so bad.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of people that are, like, very high on Legendary Micaiah as a unit. I personally just don't see it, honestly. I think there's just so many better nukes or range tanks than her. Even, I don't think she's that good of a win legendary either. She's just very basic, and yeah.
Yeah, she's not fantastic, but she's better than some other legendaries. Like,
True.
she's still the second best. Like, I would place her over Duo Micaiah, at least until Duo Micaiah gets a refine.
Yeah, I'd say she's the second best.
Yeah.
Although, honestly, for me, that's close with a Brave Micaiah. Although, I don't have Legendary Micaiah, so, like, take that with a grain of salt, obviously.
I have, like, every Micaiah, and Legendary, I don't actually use Legendary much, because I always go either Brave or Summer, because I have both of them at plus 10. So, like, I enjoy using them. I will
say, I do think Fury 4, like, I personally would much rather have Fury 4 over, like, any catch, or even, like, no follow-up or rare skill. Like, I desperately need more Fury 4 fodder for my Gale Force strats, please.
Well, there you go. Now, at least there's a purpose for Micaiah. Yeah, overall, like, this is not the Colorless Pool's not great, honestly. It's not bad for, like, fodder, at least, between Celica and Leaf, but, like, as units, this is not a fantastic pool, and for fodder, it's not fantastic. But, like, it's not bad. There's no single unit that just drags down the pool, so that's good.
Right. I'd agree with that.
They're basically equal levels of they're okay. It's not like for green where if you pull a Roy, or unless you like Roy, unless you're all of like the 5 Roy fans, or if you're like just hyping up Brave Marth, I guess. Like, so we are at the end of the pools. What do you think the ranking? How would you rank the pools from best to least, or best to worst?
I'd probably rank blue at the top for pretty obvious reasons. Like, as we mentioned, both are fantastic units with fantastic fodders. There's no duds, so to speak. After that, I would say green. Like, the only quote-unquote dud is Roy. And but like, even so, I still think Roy is decent and has decent fodder in like Sturdy Surge and Flow. I forgot what the Flow skill is called, but that Flow skill. And then everyone else, like, is obviously very strong. I'd rank Colorless next, just mainly due to the strength of its fodder. Like, even if units they're just okay, fodder-wise, they are very good, for me personally. And then next is Red, because, like, yeah, it has Distant Dart, but that's basically it.
Yeah, that's all I ask for fodder.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, like, Legendary Sigurd has, like, Attack, Defense, Catch, and Pulse, and Fatal Smoke. But, like, Fatal Smoke is not really that important these days.
Yeah.
So, just be for the catch. And then Brave Mars just ruins everything, so, you know.
Brave Mars is there for the ride, and it's like, you should not be here, bro. Could you imagine, if it was Duo Marth, would your Colorless Pool ranking change?
Probably not, honestly. Maybe Red would be a bit higher than Colorless in that case, because Red would then just be very more consolidated.
True.
But it's not because of the Colorless Pool quality itself, above or above.
That's fair.
It's just the removal of Brave Marth.
Yes. See, as it sits right now, I would pretty much agree with you on, like, blue's just outright the best. No matter who, there's only 2 units to pull on blue, and whichever unit you do get in blue, you will not complain. You're either going to get fantastic fodder or a fantastic unit. There's no losing in blue. I would agree green is next, because, like, you got Savvy Fighter exclusive to Lucina, you got Attack Speed Oath, one of the best skills in the game, and who else is... Legendary Bile is just a great legendary unit overall. I'm happy about green because, like, Pons Loki. But now he might have to get replaced because Celine exists, so maybe my ranking on green might change. No, green is still pretty good. But yeah, Colorless is fine. Like, it's not fantastic, but it's not terrible either. Like, Leaf as a unit is solid, Celica's solid, Micaiah's solid, the fodder's solid, it's just, like...
It's just solid.
It's just solid. It's like a 6 out of 10 pool, and, like, blue's, like, 15 out of 10, so... compared to blue, Colorless looks bad. But if you had this as, like, a legendary, as, like, a trio legendary
Or just
pool.
like a regular banner.
Yeah, or like a
that would be
regular,
really
like just like a colorless banner, you'd be like, this is kind of fire.
good. Yeah.
But it's just compared to blue, everything else looks like knocked down a peg or two.
Mhm.
And then yeah, like red is just not fantastic. Sigurd's at least a good unit, but with not
Right.
good fodder.
And he has decent fodder.
He's got decent fodder, but it's not exactly specialty kind of fodder. It's nothing. There's
I guess
nothing.
it's true.
There's nothing in his kit that makes him special besides his preferred that you can't inherit, and that's kind of not used anyway. So that doesn't really matter much. And then like, just Marth. I will give Marth one thing. If we're getting close call 4, we might get Spurn 4, and that might make him a little more viable in terms of fodder. That's the only
Maybe.
point I'm giving him right now.
I mean, I think like Special Spiral 4 would still be the build for him, honestly.
Oh yeah. Like, he can function, but the amount of stuff you have to give him, it's like,
Yeah.
is it worth it?
I don't think it's worth it.
No. But yeah, if it was Duo Marth instead, I think like Colorless Pool would be, might actually be like tied with green for me. Just because
Okay.
of the units on the pool, and like I would basically if Duo Marth wasn't colorless here, I'd be using every single unit in this pool. Because Leaf I've got for Ether Raids, Celica for my Brave Crom shenanigans, Micaiah for Arena, and then Duo Marth for Summoner's Duels in general, because I'm actually building a specified Duo Marth for Summoner's Duels right now. So like, I could have used every one of those units, and that would have made this pool fantastic for me. But yeah. So, that is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of breakdown of the Engage Cup. I was gonna go through the whole spiel of A Hero Rises, and I'm like, just Engage Cup. It's an Engage Cup banner, really. But like, this is overall a pretty solid banner. Are you gonna be summoning on it?
It depends if there's Spark or not. If there is Spark, I'll probably try to Spark for either a Lucina merge or Distant Dart fodder. Actually, we do have the free summon, like where we can choose. So I might just pick up Distant Dart there and then get like a Lucina merge. Other than that, if it doesn't have Spark, I will not be summoning, because Anniversary is down the line.
These next 2 months, like this month and next, are just crazy for stuff.
It is. It's like crazy stacked.
Because like, we got Engage banner, we got Engage Cup, we got a Mythic at the end of the month, which might be Engage, we got Anniversary coming up, we got a Fade channel, we got just dang so much
AHR
stuff.
potentially.
Another Hero Rises event.
We have a Hero Fest, hopefully.
CYL results.
Yeah, Valentine's banner, which are always like meta impactful.
IS is just giving us content to make. But yeah,
I know, it's great.
Yeah, let us know down in the comment section below if you're going to be summoning on this banner. If not, why are you skipping? Are you holding out? Or if you are summoning, who do you want to get? Do you want to get all these units? Do you want to get one of these units? Which is your favorite unit on this banner? Let us know in the comment section below. And yeah, thank you DTM for joining me. I was happy to have you.
Always happy to be here.
And yeah, if you enjoyed this, definitely subscribe to DTM's channel down below as well. It's in the description there. Stop by, say hi. Definitely won't be the last time you see him. Probably in the latest you'll see DTM again is in about a month's time. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, this is B Reader On signing off. Bye! See you,
Bye,
everybody.
everyone.